When it comes to taxes, how well off are some of these industrial companies in the Coastal Bend? A study released today, funded by the Coastal Alliance to Protect Our Environment, well, it examines the tax incentives given to industrial companies in Nueces and San Patricio County. Tax incentives given by cities, counties, and school districts. What it found is a lot of tax money is being missed out on. Our Iran Hammy takes a dive into the study to break it all down for us.
We live in what many of us call the last paradise in Texas. These are all the incentives they need.
Coastal Alliance to Protect Our Environment wanted to know if the tax breaks given to steel and petrochemical corporations were worth the jobs they promised. The study looked at 18 companies CAPE feel have the biggest impact on public health and the environment. What it found was these companies have received $2.47 billion in tax breaks.
When looking at benefits, you have to consider the health impacts of these fossil fuel industries that have the greatest adverse impacts to air and water quality.
What was looked at were tax breaks given by cities or counties to corporations and Chapter 313 agreements between school districts and these companies. 313s make up 70% of the tax breaks and keep money in the district instead of having their tax revenue spread across the state.
And because of that reduction of state aid and state funding due to the 313 agreements, there's less available funding that can actually go in essentially all the districts.
The school district that has given the most tax breaks is Gregory Portland ISD at $1.3 billion, enough money to give $243 to every child enrolled in Texas public schools.
If we hadn't used those incentives, that project would be in Louisiana.
That's Ian Vasey with Nueces County Development Commission speaking about Gulf Coast growth ventures, and that's true for many of the industrial companies. The study does not address what the economic impact of having the 18 corporations is. Vasey says 313s are used because of the Robin Hood law that caused school districts to lose out on tax revenue.
School districts here get to keep a larger piece of the revenue instead of sending it back to Austin, and then in turn that revenue getting sent to other parts of the state.
With these agreements, companies pay in lieu of taxes. It's not as much as what collecting taxes would have been. Vasey argues that these payments make it worth it in the long run.
When you start collecting an additional collectively $100 million a year in revenue out of these major industrial projects, you can do a lot of things. You can fix a lot of streets, you can hire a lot of police officers. And that's the importance of high capital investment, major industrial projects.
Reporting in Corpus Christi, Iran Hammy, Action 10 News.
All right, Iran, thanks for that report. Chapter 313, or the Texas Economic Development Act, went into effect in 2001 and is set to expire at the end of this year, leading some corporations, including Tesla with Robstown ISD, to move quickly in order to secure those property tax breaks before time runs out. The law could be renewed in the next state legislative session, and there are currently 11 313 agreements pending in Nueces and San Patricio counties. You want to take a look at the full study? It's on our website, kztv10.com.